Hey everyone, it's Michael, GoosebumpsFan. I hope you're doing well today. The sun moved and now I look super pale compared to the videos from earlier. It's so weird. The sun is so weird, my skin is so weird. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day. I have a third video for you today, and I didn't mean to have 3 videos for you today. Originally, you weren't going to get anything, basically. You know, my wife slept in, and then I forgot that she was actually going to go get some cookies that she gets from a certain bakery she loves nearby. Great place to get food from. She wanted to get those and take them to some friends from work, so I'm going to have like another hour by myself. And I was like, you know, I'm going to get a couple of videos recorded for this and maybe my other channel, but I'll see what happens. So it was brought to my attention recently. I forgot which of you I talked to down in the comments section, but somebody brought to my attention that way back in the day, like 4 years ago, when I first started up the channel, I reviewed all 6 of the Tales to Give You Goosebumps books, which basically each of these 6 books, there's only 6 in the series, they have 10 short stories per piece. I believe it was 10 stories per piece. And they're about 10 to 20 pages a piece, not very long at all. Closer to like 10, 11, somewhere in there. And a lot of the time these books really kind of sucked. They really were kind of a letdown. You had like a good story here and there, but they weren't like massive home runs outside of like the first book, right? That's my personal opinion, at least from what I remember. And this person that I talked to the other day, I'm so sorry I can't remember the name, they brought to my attention that I hadn't actually ranked the covers of those books. Years ago when I finished all 6 of the books, I did rank the actual books in order. I have a playlist on my channel, in case you guys don't know this, that is the ranking series videos, basically. Goosebumps ranking, or series ranking videos, something like that is what it's called. It's one of the newest ones. If you go to the section on the app or anything, and you click the most recent additions to the channel, usually you'll find those, especially today where I've done so many ranking videos. But after talking and finishing up the Series 2000 books, after talking and finishing up, the TV books, I was like, you know, I'm kind of stuck on the book I'm reading right now. I kind of just don't want to do that. I'd rather just get this video out of the way, do another review for another channel I'm doing as well, and then kind of go watch some Ed, and Eddy before my wife gets home. Yes, I'm watching the complete series from that 30th anniversary box set, I think is what it is. I love Ed, and Eddy. It's so funny, dude. It's even funnier now as an adult than it was when I was a kid. It's great. That's a mark of a wonderful cartoon. Anyway, I have 6 books from Tales to Give You Goosebumps. These covers and titles are, they're okay. The covers have some really good ones, some ones that I love. I'm more of a fan of the original early covers compared to the later ones where they got more into this 1990s extreme type of thing. Back in the day, the word extreme was used in every kid's cartoon or TV commercial or anything to advertise everything from Star Wars toys and lightsaber toys to snowboards to bicycles to BMX bikes. Everything you could possibly imagine. They could use it for dentistry or super soakers, you know? They used it for literally everything, and they would put it in massive words, and the X in extreme would be this really cool looking design. Extreme is what they would always say. And that's cringy, but it's true. That was what the 90s were like. I think Johnny Test did a parody of that at one point. There's like a group of 3 guys that were into BMX riding. They always screamed like extreme and stuff. Anyway, a lot of the later covers got into kind of this extreme, like, silliness from the 90s, and I'm not a big fan of that. It's good looking for Tim Jacobus art, but I'm still not obsessed with it. One of the biggest things about all of these covers is they kind of focus on a particular character that's not really an actual character. His name is Curly the Skeleton. And Curly kind of starts out early on in the first book of the Tales to Give You Goosebumps books as kind of like a ghostly figure. And then as the books go along, he like grows a white mohawk, which is kind of cool looking. Not as cool as the ghostly form, that's my favorite of his. But then it went on into him being like a cool guy, like just doing cool things, having sunglasses. There for a long time, he was a mascot for Goosebumps, kind of the mascot before Slappy became that, before Cuddles became that, or the Mummy became that. He had like a pink mohawk and like a pink Billy Ray Cyrus haircut with like sunglasses and stuff. I think he had a neckerchief at one point, like Fred from Scooby-Doo. He had a lot of different features and designs over the years. Some of them really good, some of them I'm not a big fan of. But these books pretty much feature Curly and some other skeletons and stuff on every single cover, and a lot of the Tales to Give You Goosebumps books were themed, at least the covers were, and the inside of the books didn't always reflect that. Some of them did, some of them didn't. You have like a Halloween book, you have a Christmas-ish, winter-ish themed book, Not really a Christmas book, but kind of themed after that, which was a weak one. But this is just about the covers, like I said. I wanted to get all that intro out of the way for like 5 minutes before I get into the actual countdown here. But there are 6 books, so hopefully this video won't be too long. Number 6, bottom of the barrel for me, is book number 5, or special edition number 5. I guess all of them are considered special editions. Number 5, More and More Tales to Give You Goosebumps. Again, the 5th of the series. I like the pink around the outside, but then you see the actual cover, and you have Curly here with a white mohawk-looking thing. You have a frog skeleton with a Goosebumps hat on. You have a dog, the dog that appears in a couple of these covers. What is that? That's a turtle. I thought it was a grenade there for a minute. I thought this would be an explosion, but apparently it's not. There's another Goosebumps frog. What's that in the background? That's another Goosebumps frog, all the way back there. I love the sky picture. I love the water. I think the frog skeletons are bizarre. Not crazy about this one. This one feels like somebody at Scholastic was like, look, Tim, you're a very creative man, but that's not what I want right now. I want you to make merchandise. You know, it's like the old RLM, Red Letter Media joke. Merchandising. I love it. It's true. Number 5 on my list, the next to the bottom, is More and More Tales to Give You Goosebumps. Obviously, this is the winter-themed one. It's the number 6, the final one to ever get released. And yes, they changed the design a little bit. This was also in book number 2, I believe, or book number 3, something like that. As you can tell, though, they kind of go back and forth on changing these around. I'm not a fan of this format of Tales to Give You Goosebumps. Not a big fan of these books to begin with. I like them more than the TV books, typically. But this cover here is Curly snowboarding. Extreme! That's really it. But I like snow, and I like this picture more than I like the Goosebumps frogs. As wild and bizarre as that is, this screams less merchandising and more like extreme, you know? Curly snowboarding, a skeleton. What? Why? It's so outlandish for Goosebumps. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Alright, this weird sun ray thing makes me look like I have massive bags under my eyes, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm getting old. Forgive me. Alright, number 4 on my list. This one was kind of hard to compare with my number 3 pick. I picked the number 3 pick because I'm biased, if I'm being honest with you, in my ranking video for my favorite personal cover. My number 4 pick is number 3 of the series, that is Even More Tales to Give You Goosebumps. I like the pink once again. I like the yellow once again. But here we have Curly reading a Goosebumps book in a pool. A small children's pool. Also drinking something. What is in his hand? I guess it's lemonade. Or something. But the dog has a little vest on that says lifeguard. That dog is going to save him. Because dogs like bones, you know? Now, I like the bushes back here. I like the grass. All of it's very detailed. Here's another Goosebumps book. I tried my best to look at these very closely and try to figure out what covers they were. The color schemes, all that should be a hint. I could not, for the life of me, figure out what the Goosebumps books were that he's reading. But maybe you have a better idea than I do. I don't know. But he's also wearing sandals, and I thought that was very cute. Very cute. Or flip-flops? Whatever they're called. Anyway, it's my number 4 pick. Excuse me. Top 3 now. The final 3 of Tales to Give You Goosebumps. Number 1, I'm very sorry it took me so long to get this video out to you guys. And I hope it was worth the wait. Because I just didn't think about it, I guess. Eventually, one day I'll rank the Monster Blood covers, I guess. And maybe the Slappy covers, the Haunted Mask covers. I don't know. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see one day. My number 3 pick on this list, like I said, was kind of hard to decide with my number 4. My number 3 pick is the Halloween-themed book. It's number 4 in the series out of the 6. Still More Tales to Give You Goosebumps. The blue and yellow are cool. They're less Halloween-like than I thought they should be for this. But I like the cover. You have Curly himself coming trick-or-treating, decorating himself up. Very much on a porch that looks just like the Haunted Mask 2 porch. He's dressed like a pirate, as you can tell. Why is he wearing an eye patch? He has a little bird on his shoulder. Look at that little parrot skeleton. His bag cracked open like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone. He's losing all of his candy. The dog is dressed up as a ghost, like Charlie Brown. That's kind of cool. I like the jack-o'-lantern. I like the door frame and that kind of fisheye lens look to it. It reminds me of my camera, like how the bookshelves look like they're curved, but I promise you in real life they're not. That's cool, though. I like the cover. I like it more than the swimming pool one. But to me, if I'm being honest with you, when it comes to detailing and fine-tuning the covers and the little small details, the other book, the swimming pool book, has more detailing than this, but I just like this one more because of the Halloween theme. I'm a big fan of October. Halloween, all of that stuff. It was a big thing in the 90s. It's a cool cover. I like it a lot. All right, top 2. My number 2 pick is actually number 2 in the series. More Tales to Give You Goosebumps. This is when Curly first lost the ghost look. They also changed the framing of this picture. I don't really know why they did that, and then they changed it back, and then they changed it again. I don't really know. The actual cover here has our boy up here drinking coffee or tea or something with his mohawk. And we have this beautiful moon, this beautiful tree, this beautiful ledge out in the woods, like a cliff. And we have Curly telling scary stories to other skeletons who are frightened, especially this one guy right here, or over here. Look at him, he's like covering his mouth. What are you going to protect, bro? You're dead. Anyway, that's my number 2 pick for this book. I like this cover a lot. The detailing is incredible. The coloring of it looks good. I wish it wasn't a green frame. That looks kind of tacky, in my opinion. I know we're talking about Goosebumps books from the 90s, but that looks a little tacky, in my opinion, when it comes to color scheming. All right, here we are. Here we are, my friends. We are at number 1 on my list, and this is my personal favorite of all of the covers. I think it's the best looking Curly ever. I do not know why you would change him to the mascot looking one with the purple mohawk, even though I don't hate that one. That's my runner-up in designs for Curly. But to go from this to the white mohawk looking thing, that's garbage. That's not a good looking Curly. To me, the best one ever is the original number 1 book, the first one of this 6-book series. My number 1 pick is Tales to Give You Goosebumps, special edition number 1. I love the orange, I love the yellow, I love all of that color scheme, and I especially love this photo. Look at Curly. He looks like when you see your parents in photos from the 1980s, when they had the really cool haircuts, the long hair and all that, the whimsiness. He kind of looks like smoke, like your parents used to smoke. You see the moon down here, this haunted house. It's such a great cover, dude. I also think, just for statement's sake, oh, it's not in here. I thought this is the one with the mummy story, the Don't Wake Mummy. That's one of these books. They have that short story in there, which became one of my favorite episodes from Goosebumps in the last couple of years when I've been watching the show and reviewing the episodes. But that cover is freaking great. I love this, dude. It's such a good one. Such a cool looking cover. One of the most iconic Goosebumps covers I've ever seen in my life. Beautiful. I love the orange and the yellow, like I said. It comes together and culminates into one of the best Goosebumps looking covers I've ever seen in my life. One of Tim Jacobus' absolute masterpieces of covers. Wow, what a beautiful looking book. Anyway, folks, that is my ranking of these 6 covers from Tales to Give You Goosebumps. I'm sorry it took me 2 years to get here to do this, but, you know, it wouldn't be me if it didn't take forever. So anyway, have you guys read any of these books? Have you seen these covers before? What do you think about them? Do you own them? Do you like the books? Do you hate the books? Which ones are your favorites, your least favorites? I would love to see you rank the covers down in the comment section. There's only 6. You could have watched this video and then told me what you rank them as in the comment section below. It's not like you have to memorize like 25 ones and take out a piece of paper and write it down and all that. You don't have to do all that. But what would you rank these at? What would you say is your least favorite, your worst, your best, all of that? Top 3? I don't know. I'd rather just see you do all 6. But anyway, what do you think about all that? Put your thoughts and comments down below, folks. I'd love to hear what you have to say, what you agree with me with, what you disagree with me about. I'd love to hear all that too. Thank you for watching, guys. God bless you all. Happy Valentine's Day once again. I hope you have a great one. And, yeah, goodbye.